Alright, today we're talking about something fairly common. Everybody should be aware of it, even you Gen Z and Gen X people, which is instant noodles. Yay! They're fairly inexpensive, they're fairly compact, and basically if I'm traveling, I have it's a little small single Coleman camper burner. You put liquid fuel in it, pump it, and run it. And I carry 1 liter canisters of Brunst oil. Basically, it's similar to rubbing alcohol. And I use this to burn it. And then if I need to, this is kept in a 1 liter chemical resistant container. So it sets upright in my packs, has a tight screw on so it doesn't leak or anything. None of those squirt bottle things. Stay away from those. Those things, if they get crushed, they'll still squirt that stuff out. You don't want that. But in this way, if I ever need to, if I'm on the road or whatever, I can quickly get a refill. Or I keep a 5 liter canister of what we call white gas or regular gasoline in my van, that if I'm coming back after a night of hiking or something, I've got refills. And that's how I heat my water. And so you can get different flavors, but we're not dealing with flavors. We're dealing with just plain old, really cheap noodles. And what I like to do, sort of crush them up a little bit, put them in. There we go. And for typically one of these, if you want real low water level, or after you make it so it's not so soupy, use about 1.5 cups of hot water. Otherwise, put the amount in and you have more of a broth. Now, if I'm doing more of a broth, that's when my pemmican would come in. I would put the hot water in, I'd mix my pemmican in, put the noodles in, and let them soak. In this case, we're going to be using the soy sauce paste. So I want minimum water, and that way the soy sauce paste, when it mixes, sticks with the noodles. Alright, so let me get the water. This is 1/2 of a cup. So I'm going to put 3 of these in here. And because I crushed the noodles, that should submerge most of them. I'm still going to have some water left. We'll give those about 5 minutes to soak. I can cover it with my camping plate or whatever. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So, we got this. We got just a little bit of water left in there. I'm going to drain that off. Now, I do not want to put any contaminant into here, so that's why I clean my spoon. And you'll see it's starting to turn just that right golden brown color. That means, since there's no liquids in here, it's sticking to the noodles instead of just getting washed out in any liquid. If I was wanting to leave the liquid in, I would have mixed the soy paste in before I put the noodles, and that would help the noodles absorb the soy taste while they were basically rehydrating. I'm getting that paste off of the spoon, which is why I'm doing that. I like mine real soy saucy, so I'd use we've used now about twice that much. Next to my thumb. This stuff has a tendency to get a bit messy when you're dealing with it. So I would also keep this into a plastic bag, like a little snack bag or something, so that it didn't rub and get off into anything else in my gear or in my packing. As I said, I like heavy soy sauce, so you may end up, depending upon your preference, using only half of what that I am using. Now I've got that soy umami flavor going on. I'm going to spice it up a little bit. Again, I would be carrying this in one of my little containers, but I'm not going to go digging my stuff out. This right here is the fermented pepper powder that I make. So we're just going to use very, very little. Very, very little. Just opening that up has caused my nose to start running. And I eat jalapenos and such on a regular basis. And there you go. Soy paste, fermented pepper powder, bam. And since each one's in one of those little containers and they last so long, you could have one of each of those little containers and have an entire weekend's worth of flavoring right there. Enjoy.